small world, and I'm here every Tuesday answering your tooth questions. I'm Dr. L, and this is Bikebite. Today we're going to go over Joshua's story. Joshua made himself a denture because he got caught in the COVID mess. Dental offices were mandated to close except for severe emergencies only. And Joshua just had his teeth removed and he was in line to get a denture. I'm not sure if that car saw me or not. But I'm still riding home, so it's okay. Anyway, yeah, very impressive. Joshua took impressions of himself that were good enough that he could make a tight-fitting denture. Here's his story. So this all started because with COVID, you couldn't return to your dentist to finish the case, so you made your own denture, and I wanted to hear how'd you do that.
It basically started when my fillings had first started falling out. And I used the thermoplastic to make some do-it-yourself veneers, little clip-on veneers. And so that gave me a pretty basic understanding of how thermoplastics work. Yeah, I was bolting single teeth in there or just putting a whole plate on. And where I live, it's in the middle of nowhere, basically, in the border of northeast Arkansas. And there's only 2 dentists that are within the area of maybe 20 miles. So I have no insurance, of course. And I found one clinic that's a very low-income clinic that's about almost 2 hours away from me. I did it for $30 a tooth, extractions. And it was over a 3-month period. Periodic extractions. I had like 2 here extracted and 3 here extracted and the front ones extracted and the back ones. And it was a long, painful process, and it was a low-income clinic, so they didn't have gas, bulb, or anything. They was a straight Novocaine pool. And at least I have 2 teeth down here. It's let me work done with fillings and cavities. But the last tooth I had done was my back molar, and that's when the corona came about and they had to shut down. So he pulled that and like, we don't know when we're going to be able to get you back in to finish up the work. This is whenever they allow us to back up. After that, they're just doing, emergency extractions with infections, and they don't want to do anything else. On top of that, I was going to go to affordable dentures to get, the standard cheapo plates with the top and bottoms, and can't even get them on the phone. So I just basically went on the internet and started researching my rear end off, trying to figure out what I can do for myself since there's no help available. And I found the acrylics, and I watched a bunch of YouTube videos on how to put the acrylic together and the cold core process and the hot core process. And I found a flask and all the tools that are needed to make an actual professional grade denture, although it wouldn't be professional at all. It definitely was a long process that I found through the research that I've done, and a very expensive process. I think a flask itself runs in $200 range. I don't want to spend a lot of money for something that would be short term until I'm able to get to the dentist.
Well, your post said you spent like $40 total, right?
I'm sorry?
Your post said that you spent about $40, is that right?
On the materials for these, it's around $40, $45 for shipping and all that.
Oh, okay, was that materials only? Did you spend more than that?
I'm sorry?
Did you spend more than that on stuff you needed to make it work?
On these? No, it's around $40, $45.
Total. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's just the dental algae, the denture trays, the impression trays, and plaster repairs was just like $3 for a freaking gallon thing,
Yeah.
and thermoplastic was probably about like $8.
The impressions, I
And
think, are the hardest part. If everybody could do their own impressions, I think, the Amazon way, shipping in a box and getting something back would work. But I think you taking your own impression and doing a good job, that's a real skill. I don't think everybody can do that.
oh no, definitely not. Taking my own impressions was the hardest process of this entire deal. I went through about a half a bag of the algae itself, just trying to get the right consistency to work. Yeah, definitely recommend if you do attempt this, definitely recommend being very careful not to swallow it and choke yourself on it, because I found it easily to do that because it was getting way back in my throat, and it's definitely a trying process to get the dental impressions. That was the hardest thing with this whole DIY adventure. And once after I got the impressions done, just put the plaster repairs right in the impression. They're harden up, and then once I had the mold, I just lay the thermoplastic right on top wherever I went to go. Make the base of the denture itself. And as the plastic was hardening, it had probably about a 5-minute gap before it's soft and pliable to where it hardens. So before it completely hardens, I stuck to the teeth, because these are individuals. They become a little strip, and you just pluck the tooth off that you need. I just stick it right in the plastic where I wanted to go. What I did was I used that little piece of skin up here that connects your lip to your gum. I don't know what you call it.
A little frenum.
But I used that to set my two front teeth, and then once I had those in place, I just worked them around. I did want to have some characteristics to it, because those were my natural teeth. Whenever I had teeth, it was poked out there with space and whatnot. So just set the teeth in the plastic before it hardened, and made sockets. Once the teeth the plastic hardened, just pop the teeth back out and put a little dab of the non-toxic super glue right on the end of the tooth, and just pop it back in the socket. And thermoplastic is pretty rigid and hard. I thought put the Realignment kit in there to give it some cushion and make a better form at the mouth itself.
Well, they look good. How do you feel about the fit?
Oh, they fit wonderful. Not so much now, because these were made about 3 months ago now, and shrunk a little bit more. So right now I'm using a little secure adhesive that'll dab in the back, front, and over the ridge line. And I mean, they hold up really well. I'm able to eat with them, and all day long.
Once your healing is done, do you know how to do a reline on them?
The alignments, no. My bite is off, the fish right there. So the occultation is off, I'm not having any pressure spots still. I don't have any jaw pain or headaches or anything like that. My mouth actually feels a lot better with them in than it does without them. Phantom pains. These are helping a lot with the phantom pains. I don't know why. That doesn't make any sense to me, but it helps a lot. And the speaking.
Yeah, it's different with teeth than without.
Hard to speak without teeth in there.